This is a schedule for a final hearing involving the Grace child. Ms. Wildman's with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Ms. Grant is with us representing the mother. Ms. Ledgerwood, she is not with us and not in the waiting room. The alleged father, Jacob Lovato, I'm just now letting him in. He has now joined us. Mr. Lovato is with us. Mr. Jackson's with us, covering for Mr. Barfield, who represents both Mr. Lovato and any unknown father. All right. That's everyone except for the mother, Miss Ledgerwood. Miss Grant, were you expecting her?
No, Your Honor, I have not had any contact with her.
Okay. All right. Then we will go ahead and proceed. This case was set for 10 o'clock. It's now 10:06. We will proceed in Miss Ledgerwood's absence. I have Jaden Bell, Kayla Scone, and Angela Tidwell in the waiting room.
Can I have Angela Tidwell and Kayla Scone brought in, Judge?
Okay.
And Judge, the department's asking that this case be continued at this time and we proceed on a permanency hearing. Mr. Lovato was added in as an alleged father not too long ago, and he was only recently served within the last couple of weeks. It's my understanding he is requesting genetic testing and has signed a family plan. So we would ask that this just be held as a permanency so we can give him time to establish whether or not he's the father and give him time to start working services if he is established to be the father.
All right. Do we need to order paternity testing today?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. Does any of the other parties object to granting an extension?
No objection.
Okay.
I don't know if are you asking for an extension, Sam? I think the deadline is December, Judge.
This was an
December
early
20.
final, Judge.
It's with the dismissal date I shows December 22nd. Do we want to set the final before then, or do we want to extend it so we don't run into a problem?
I think, Judge, if we want to set a final before then, that we should hopefully have the genetic testing by then and know whether or not Mr. Lovato is going to need to begin services. If he is the father, we may need to look at an extension. If he's not, then I don't think that we would not be requesting an extension.
All right. I've got a date. I show some other dates we have hearings. We have hearings on December 15th, so I could set it for a final then. Okay, then I will grant the department's motion for continuance as far as the final hearing today. We will go ahead and treat today's hearing as a permanency hearing since we had our last hearing in June. So, all right, that having been said, then you may proceed, Ms. Wellman.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Tidwell, Ms. Scone, which of you would be better to call for the department for the purposes of this permanency hearing? I think, Ms. Scone, you just took it over.
That's correct. I've been on the case for a month now.
Would it be better to call you then?
I'm up to date, so that's fine.
Perfect. Judge, the St. Francis will call Kayla Scone.
Okay, Ms. Scone, if you raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you, Ms. Wildman.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Scone, how are you currently employed?
I am a permanency specialist with St. Francis Ministries.
And are you currently assigned to the case involving Zahara Grace and her family?
Yes.
And where is Zahara currently placed?
She is placed with Christy Montoya. She is a kinship placement.
All right. And is that effectively her grandmother?
Yes, essentially.
And has she been with that placement since removal?
Yes.
How's she doing in that placement?
She's doing great. She's a happy, healthy, now 3-year-old little girl. They're very bonded. She's doing great there.
And is she in any kind of therapy or anything like that?
No, she is not.
And has that placement otherwise been able to meet all of her needs?
They have.
All right, so let's get a little bit of an update on the parents in the case then. As far as the mother, Lillian Ledgerwood, is concerned, have you had any recent contact with her?
Yes, I have met with her this month and last month.
Okay. Has she completed any of the services on her service plan?
No, she has not.
Has she begun any of them?
No, she has not. Oh, well, she had, I'm sorry. correct myself. She did at the beginning of the case, but she has not finished any services. She has done 2 therapy sessions, and she's done drug screening here and there, but that's all.
When was the last time you were able to send her for drug screening?
She drug screened for me this month.
Have you gotten those results back yet?
Yes.
And let me see. Give me a moment. And that is not reflected in the court report, correct?
It is not, because the results came back after the court report was filed. I have the results if you would like them.
And I guess, were they positive or negative results?
Objection to the results of the drug test.
All right, sustained.
Right. Well, looking at your court report, it looks like, when was the last? Are visits currently suspended pending results of a drug test?
Yes, they were court ordered, no visits until they were fully negative.
And is she going to begin visitation again?
She will not be able to begin visitation again.
So visitation is still suspended, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, has she, when you met with her the last couple of months, had she indicated any additional progress on any of those services?
No, she has some roadblocks, I guess, to getting to some of the services. So that is the holdup at the moment.
Have you discussed with her any sort of assistance getting to those visits, making new referrals?
Yes, I have, and she has not done anything with that.
Okay. Now, as far as the mother goes, are there still continuing danger concerns?
Danger, no.
Well, continuing danger as far as replacing the child back with her is what I guess I mean.
Then yes.
Okay. And what are some of those concerns?
I would say stable housing and transportation, and basically the ability to meet her needs at the moment, and sobriety.
You said stable housing. At any point, have you been able to go out to see her current residence?
Yes, I have seen it. It's a new apartment that she has recently gotten.
And in the since the beginning of the case, how many times has she moved?
I would have to go and check and report back on that. I'm not 100% sure.
That's fine. And so as far as the rest of these services, did she seem at least receptive to working any of them when you last met with her?
She said that she wanted to.
Okay. All right, so then let's talk about Mr. Lovato. When were you able to first make contact with Mr. Lovato?
St. Francis has only made contact with him in person this month.
Okay. And when you talked to him about this case, did he seem willing to work services?
No. Well, no. He does not believe he is the father.
Okay. If he is determined to be the father, has he indicated he'd be willing to work services?
Not to my knowledge.
All right. So is he requesting genetic testing? Is that your understanding?
That is my understanding, yes.
Now, have you gone over the service plan that was court ordered for him previously in this case?
It has been gone over with him, yes.
Okay. And let's see. I mean, obviously at this point we're pretty early, or he's only been in contact with us briefly, but has he completed any of those services?
No.
And I guess, is the department believe it's reasonable that we get the genetic testing done at this point?
Yes.
Now, as far as continuing danger with placing Zahara with Mr. Lovato, at this point, does St. Francis believe that it would be appropriate to place the child with him?
No.
Has he had any relationship with Zahara?
Not to my knowledge, no.
And as you indicated, he doesn't believe he's the father, correct?
Correct.
As far as any of the, whether or not he has the appropriate resources, the appropriate residents to care for the child, do we know any of that information yet?
We do not.
All right. But we are asking today for that genetic testing to be ordered, correct?
Yes.
Do you believe the department's making reasonable efforts to reunify Zahara with her family?
That is not the goal at this time, but yes.
Well, I guess what is the goal at this time?
The current goal for Zahara is family, relative, fictive kin adoption, and their concurrent goal being permanent conservatorship.
Now, I guess to kind of rephrase it, is the department still working to provide the mother with resources?
But yes, we are still working with the mother, yes, to in attempts to reunify.
Okay. And if Mr. Lovato is determined to be the father and wants to work those services, is the department willing and able to help him complete those services?
Yes.
Okay. If Miss Ledgerwood does decide that she wants to engage in the services, is the department able to continue with those referrals, helping her with transportation and everything, to continue making reasonable efforts to reunify?
Yes.
All right. And even if the primary goal and secondary goal are not to place the child back with either of the parents at this time, is the department still willing to make those reasonable efforts
Yes.
to see if that can become a viable option?
Yes.
Now, as far as services for either of the parents, is there anything in addition to the current service plans that are on file that needs to be ordered?
No.
When you had Miss Ledgerwood drug screened, was that a UA or a hair follicle?
Both.
Okay. And how long ago was that?
It was on 9/15.
Okay. So at this point, do you believe it's necessary to have another drug screen ordered?
No.
All right. And are there any other updates that the department needs to make the court aware of?
Not at this time.
All right, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Grant.
Ms. Scone, the new apartment that the mother has secured, is it appropriate for a child?
Yes.
Does she have any others living in the home with her?
No.
And is she working?
Yes.
Where is she working?
She works at Cassidy's.
And does she have a reliable transportation to your knowledge?
No.
And how's she get around, if you know?
She Ubers, and I believe she has friends that pick her up.
Okay. And has she ever expressed interest to you in relinquishing her parental rights?
No, she has not.
Do you mind looking in the chat for my email address and sending me her most current address that you were able to locate her, along with the current phone number you're able to contact her with?
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Jackson.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Wiggins.
Ms. Scone, did you talk to the mother about her drug test results?
Yes, I did.
And what did she say in response?
She
Objection as to discussion of the results is hearsay.
Overrule. You can say what the mother told you, Ms. Scone.
Okay. She told me after she tested that she had a feeling that there might still be or there would be marijuana in it, but she felt like it wasn't a concern for Zahara's safety, is what she told me.
Okay, I'll pass the witness.
Okay. Anyone else have further questions for Ms. Scone?
No, sir.
No,
All
sir.
right, then. Ms. Wildman, any other witnesses?
Not from the department.
All right, Ms. Grant, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor, mother rests.
Mr. Jackson? Mr. Jackson, witnesses? I don't know what that was. All right, Ms. Wiggins, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Judge.
All right, then. All right, then, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. I'd recommend that the department remain temporary managing conservator, the child placement be continued. The child's doing very, very well in her current placement.
Okay. All right, then, I will continue the department's temporary managing conservator, continue Zahara's current placement. I will order paternity testing for Mr. Lovato. I'll set a final in this case for December 15th, 2025. That will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties can either ask their lawyers or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before December 15th to see exactly what time we'll have that hearing that day. Okay, we'll be in recess on this case. I'll be back at 10:30 to call another Randall County case. That's an initial permanency hearing on the Gonzalez child. So we will be in recess. Everybody have a good week.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank y'all. This is a permanency hearing involving the Mears child. Ms. Wildman's with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. The mother, Ms. Enriquez, is with us. The father, Mr. Mears, is not with us, and he is not in the waiting room. Who do we need in for this hearing, Ms. Wildman? We can't hear you. Ms. Wildman's having audio problems.
I show the worker as Juan.
Okay.
It disconnected her microphone. That's what Sam said.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Perfect, okay. Hopefully it'll stay connected. And Judge, if you could you bring Ms. Gutierrez back in as well?
Who else?
Ms. Gutierrez.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And do we have a St. Francis supervisor in the waiting room?
I've got Jaden Bell, Alyssa Mendez, Michaela Kirksey, Brandon Soria, and Mr. Jackson's with us for the next hearing.
Can we bring in Michaela Kirksey? I'm going to assume she's probably the supervisor.
Okay. Okay, she's with us. You may proceed.
All right, thank you, Judge. The department would call Juan Heredia.
Okay. Sir, if you raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, thank you, Ms. Wildman.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Heredia, how are you currently employed?
I'm employed as a permanency specialist with St. Francis Ministries.
And are you the permanency specialist assigned to the case with Brody Mears and his family?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I looked at your court report, and it sounds like there's a plan in place to have Brody placed back at home with his mother. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he placed back home yet, or is he still in his RTC in Houston?
He's still in his RTC in Houston.
All right. And so, this, as of today, is that still the most appropriate and least restrictive placement for him?
Yes, it is.
Have you put some sort of, I guess, requirements in place to get him placed back at home with his mother?
Yes, the only supports really that are needed are to have a psychiatrist in place and a therapist in place for Brody, so that way there are no there's no gaps in his mental health care.
Okay. And has St. Francis worked with Miss Enriquez to get referrals or to locate those providers?
Yes, we are, and to get that information, and then also ensuring that Brody has the supports that he will need as far as his education as well.
Perfect. All right. So as of right now, is the RTC taking care of the medications and everything as they had been?
Yes, ma'am.
And he's on a number of different medications, correct?
Yes.
Some of those are psychotropics.
Yes.
And are those being reviewed as necessary?
Yes, they are.
Perfect. Otherwise, is that placement meeting his educational needs right now?
Yes.
All right. And so, as far as Miss Enriquez is concerned, has she completed everything on her service plan?
Yes, she has.
And is she keeping up with the visitation with Brody in the meantime while we work on getting him home?
Yes, she has.
And is that still going well?
Yes, it's going well. There's been a few gaps where Brody hasn't been on the visits, but that's been just some issues with staffing there at the RTC. But other than that, she's maintained contact with Brody, maintained contact with the department.
And prior to that, Miss Enriquez and the family have been going down to see him in person, correct?
Yes.
So that doesn't cause any concerns as far as reunification, right?
No.
And in fact, you just staffed that goal change, or I guess not the goal change, but that reunification and set up that plan just a couple weeks ago, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. All right. So, do we have an idea about when we might be able to get Brody back home?
We were possibly looking at that transition here for October 4th is what we were looking at.
Okay. So as of right now, are you asking that the court approve that his placement remain at the RTC up until that point, but would you ask them to approve the placement back home as soon as everything's in place?
That is correct. The department has no issues with placing Brody back home with Miss Enriquez.
Now, are there any services that need to be ordered for the family at this point or once he's returned home?
No, ma'am.
All right. Now, have you had any, I guess, recent contact with Anthony Mears, Brody's father?
No, and the contact with Anthony pretty much throughout the entire case has been very infrequent. I do know that he just recently changed jobs. He does have a new job, but we still have not been able to get him his plan of service or set up, a interview or time with him to get all these things laid out with him.
Now, I mean, is it your understanding that that's fairly consistent with what the contact had been before Brody came into care to have his mental health
That is correct.
addressed?
Yes, ma'am.
And so, I mean, at this point, we're not considering placing Brody back in Mr. Mears' home, correct?
That is correct.
And I suppose as the continuing danger, is there a continuing danger as far as the father not cooperating and also some of the limitations with him being placed in that home based on his past history?
Correct.
Do you believe that that continuing danger remains just as far as the father is concerned?
Yes.
And do you believe that the department's making reasonable efforts to reunify?
Yes.
And in fact, hopefully we'll have that done here in a week or so, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else that the court needs to be made aware of?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Wiggins?
Thank you. Juan, is Brody going back to the same school that he was in before he was placed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I know he's talking about how he's getting 9th grade level courses where he's currently at, but he should be in 10th grade.
Yes, we did reach out. We had a change in what is our education specialist for our records. So we are working on that as far as making sure that Brody does have the correct credits put in his on his record and all that. So we are working on that to ensure that the correct credits do reflect so that he is showing as a sophomore or 10th grader rather than a freshman.
Okay. No further questions, Judge.
All right. Anything further from the department?
Not from the department, Judge. I don't know if Ms. Henriquez had any questions for Mr. Heredia before he's released.
Ms. Enriquez, do you have any questions for Mr. Heredia?
No, I don't.
Okay, sounds like things are on track to get Brody back home to you. So anything else from anyone? All right, Ms. Wiggins, anything you need to recommend?
No, Judge. When we talked to Brody, he was very happy. He seemed doing really, really well. He did talk about his medication working, and so I'm glad that we're going to continue to transition for another psychiatrist here. And then he did just talk about that school issue, but it sounds like that's being addressed. So,
Okay. All right, then. I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator. I'll continue Brody's current placement. I will approve the placement back with Miss Enriquez as soon as we have the services set up for Brody to transition back home to mom. So, all right, I'll set a final in this case for December 8th, 2025. That will be by Zoom, just like today's hearings, so parties can talk to anyone with St. Francis, the department, or go on the court's online docket a day or two before December 8th to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing. So, okay, we will stand in recess on this case. I'll be back at 10 o'clock to call a Randall County final hearing on the Grace Child. So we will be in recess. Everybody have a good week.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank y'all. I will call Randall County case cause number 87009 in the interest of the Richard child. We're here on a status hearing. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Mr. Hill is with us representing the mother, Ms. Stiles, who is with us. We have 3 alleged fathers, Joe Bob Hunter, Eric Lopez, and Cody Scott. None of them are with us and none of them are in the waiting room. I have Shay Cairns in the waiting room and Carly Nibbins.
Jay Cairns is my worker on this one, and Ms. Nivens, I think, is for the 2 o'clock case, if I'm not mistaken, or 3 o'clock. I think it's 3 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, you're correct. Okay, then I guess we're ready to proceed. Ms. Nivens just fell out. Mr. Hill, I think she may be your client for the 3
Judge,
o'clock.
yeah, she was here early for the 3 o'clock hearing. I apologize.
That's all right. She must have figured that out because she dropped out of the waiting room. So, okay, we're ready to go on this case, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. I wanted to share with the court that we have received back the genetic testing results for Cody Scott, and he is not excluded as Leslie Richards' father. So we will be submitting an order adjudicating to the court and dismissing both Joe Bob Hunter and Eric Lopez.
Okay.
And we will, I guess, thus be proceeding today to ask the court to make Mr. Scott's family plan and order the court, but not Eric's or Joe Bob's.
All right. Okay. All right. Ms. Cairns, if you would unmute. Thank you, ma'am. If you'd raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Who do you work for, Ms. Cairns?
St. Francis Ministries.
And what do you do for them?
I am a permanency specialist.
Okay. And are you assigned to the child, Leslie Richard?
I am.
And is his full name Leslie-Jean Richard Stiles?
Yes.
Okay. And you filed a court report on September 18th of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we ask that the court take judicial notice of that court report.
All right. So noted, and I did read that report.
Thank you, Your Honor. Shay, are there any updates on Leslie-Jean since the filing of that court report?
No, he still continues to do well in placement. He's gaining weight as he should. No concerns.
And in regards to Ms. Dominique Stiles, are there any updates in regards to Ms. Stiles?
She went and drug screened on me on the 20th and the 22nd for me on her voluntary,
And in regards to Cody Scott, are there any updates for Mr. Scott?
Not at this time. He wanted to wait until it was established to start working on the family plan.
Okay, where is he currently?
At Randall County Jail.
And are we asking the court to consider appointing an attorney to him now that he is shown to be the father?
Yes, please.
As well as him being incarcerated?
Yes.
In regards to visitation, that Ms. Stiles has court-ordered visitation. How is that going?
They're going well. The visitation worker just said that she shows up a little bit late. So, but I'm going to talk to her about that, when we meet tomorrow. But that's the only concern. Visitation goes well. I mean, he's a newborn still, so
And for Mr. Scott, any visitation for him would have to wait until he's released from incarceration. Is that correct?
yes, ma'am.
Now, the court made a finding of aggravated circumstances as to Dominic Stiles earlier in the case. Is that correct?
Yes,
So no service plan has been created for her by St. Francis Ministries. Is that correct?
yes, ma'am.
All right. Have you prepared a service plan for Mr. Cody Scott?
I have.
And has that service plan been filed with the court?
It has.
Does that service plan aim to mitigate the reasons for removal?
It does.
Is it reasonably tailored to the issues in removal?
Yes.
Can you please tell us 2 or 3 services unique to Mr. Scott?
We have parenting, counseling, and a psychosocial.
And there were allegations of drug use for Mr. Scott at the removal. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what services are we asking the court to order that address the drugs?
An OSAR assessment, and then whatever recommendations they have, and then substance abuse program, along with drug screening.
And are there services in his service plan to address domestic violence?
Yes, there are.
And what services are those?
It's the batterers intervention program. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Jessica.
That's okay. Is it Batterers Intervention and Prevention Program?
Yes.
Thank you. Has Mr. Scott had an opportunity to review the service plan?
Not at this time.
And can you tell us, did you make an attempt to have him review that?
Yes. He wanted to make sure he was the father before, going forward.
Okay, so can you give us a little bit more detail on that?
Oh, I just attempted to see him at Randall County, and he really didn't want to talk to me wherever I went. But I'm going to go back tomorrow and try to meet with him. I'll take the family plan with me.
So at this point, even though you tried, he has not reviewed or signed the service plan. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Are we asking for any drug screens to be ordered today?
Yes, please.
And on which parent?
It would be Dominique.
And what type of screens would you like the court to order?
Just a UA, I think.
Okay. Now, in regards to Dominique, even though there's been a finding of aggravated circumstances, are we wanting the court's order for her to comply with drug testing to continue?
Yes, please.
And can you please describe the department's reasonable efforts to reunify the family?
We're here to support them and try to make a family plan for dad, and just mitigate those reasons for removal.
As well, are we facilitating and supervising the court-ordered visitation for Ms. Stiles?
Yes, we are.
And are you making attempts to see both parents as well?
Yes.
Are those attempts monthly?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Other than the drug screening, the urinalysis test for Ms. Stiles, are there any other drug screens or any other requests?
Not at this time.
Okay. Pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hill.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Cairns, did I understand you correctly that Ms. Stiles has previously drug tested in this case? Or you
Yes,
just
she volunteered. I apologize. Yes.
Okay, and did you get the results back for that drug test?
Yes, they were both negative.
Okay, both. So it was a hair strand and a UA?
Yes.
Okay, when did she take that test?
She did the hair follicle on the 20th, and then the UA was on the 22nd.
The hair follicle 920 and UA 922.
Yes.
Okay, great. Just curious, why my client is fully willing to participate in drug screens and fully willing to participate in a family plan. Why is St. Francis requesting her to drug test if you're unwilling to work with her on a family service plan?
I'm concerned, like with the visits with the baby, since he's so little, if she was to test positive for meth, it would possibly could harm Leslie.
Okay, so the visits are visits are in-person visits?
Yes, they are.
Okay, and how often is she getting those?
Weekly.
Okay, an hour a week or?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Wiggins?
I have no questions, Judge.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez, anything further?
No, Your Honor, nothing further. We do ask that Mr. Scott's family plan be made in order of the court, then that he be awarded an attorney.
All right. Okay, then, Ms. Wiggins, do you have any, I'm sorry, first, Mr. Hill, did you have any witnesses?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
I recommend that the department remain temporary managing conservator and the placement continue. The child is doing well.
Okay. All right, then I will continue the department's temporary managing conservator, continue Leslie's current placement. I will order the services for Cody Scott as contained in his service plan on file in this case. And I will order Ms. Stiles to UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today at Care Express, and just order that she continue complying with any requested drug screenings. Okay, we'll have our initial permanency hearing on January 26th, 2026. That will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties can ask their lawyers or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before January 26th to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing. All right, we will be in recess on this case. Oh, I forgot. I will go ahead. We will appoint an attorney for Cody Scott today. I will be in recess till 1 o'clock, at which time I'll call another Randall County case. That's a motion to modify temporary visitation schedule on the Soria children. So y'all have a good week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will call Randall County case cause number 75094C. This is a motion to modify temporary visitation schedule filed by the department. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the children. Ms. Mellanax is with us representing the mother, Ms. Mendez, who is with us. And Ms. Holcomb is with us representing the father, Mr. Soria. Tristan, congratulations on your marriage, and I will see how long it's going to take me to quit calling you McDaniel. So.
Thank you, Your Honor. I was honestly surprised at that first one.
Okay, were you expecting Mr. Soria?
I sent the link to him, Your Honor. I wasn't sure if he was going to attend.
Okay, I'm sorry. He did just now join the waiting room. Let me get him in. Okay, Mr. Soria has now joined us. That's all of the parties and attorneys. I have Jaden Bell in the waiting room.
Officer Jaden Bell will be our first witness, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Officer Bell's with us. Ms. Gutierrez, is this your first witness?
Yes, Your Honor. The department calls Jaden Bell as its first witness.
Okay, Officer Bell, if you'd unmute, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. If you'd raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, thank you, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Bell, who do you work for?
I work for the Amarillo Police Department.
And are you a certified police officer?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been a certified police officer for?
2 months.
And can you tell us what special education and training becoming a certified police officer required?
I have 9 months at the Amarillo Police Academy.
Okay. And did you graduate successfully?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long have you been with APD?
I applied and hired on with APD in December of 2024.
All right. Thank you, officer. On Tuesday, September 2nd of 2025, did you have a call out involving Brandon Soria?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the nature of that call out?
It was in reference to an assault.
Okay. And what statements did Mr. Soria make about being assaulted?
Brandon informed me that he was on his way to drop food off to his children's with his baby's mother, Alyssa. He was on the way to drop off the food. They got into an argument, so he started recording. When they got to the apartment, Alyssa noticed that he was recording and had hit her or hit his hand with the phone in it, and then proceeded to hit him in the nose.
Okay. And did he identify Alyssa's last name?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was her last name?
Mendez.
Thank you. Were you able to see the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Did it corroborate Mr. Soria's statements about what occurred?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you see any injuries on Mr. Soria?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
What did you see on him?
I noticed up in his nose when I shined a light up underneath it, there was blood up in his nose, and then he had dried blood on his hands.
Okay. And were photographs of Mr. Soria taken?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Just a second. Let me get those. And after Mr. Soria gave his account of what occurred, did he state where Alyssa went from there?
Yes, ma'am.
What did he state?
He stated that after Alyssa Mendez had punched him in the face, he had got out of the car and then called 911, and then Alyssa Mendez had taken his AirPods out of the vehicle and then ran into her mother's apartment.
Okay. Your Honor, we offer petitioners exhibit number 1, the incident report made by a certified police officer.
All right, objections? All right,
No
petitioners one,
objection.
petitioners one's admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Bell, have you had an opportunity to review what's labeled as petitioner's exhibit number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
And who are these photographs of?
Those photographs are of Brandon Soria.
Okay, and so on that first photograph of petitioner's exhibit 2, it looks like it's the right side of his face. Is that correct?
I'm pulling it up right now. It is the right side of his face. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what did you see there that concerned you?
I personally did not observe anything on the right side of his face.
Okay, but that is a picture of Mr. Soria. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then in the second photograph, is that Mr. Soria as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And is there any sign of injury on this photograph?
No, ma'am. You can't see the blood up in his nose from there.
Okay. And then on the third photograph, is that a picture of his finger?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you believe that to be blood?
Yes, ma'am. That is dried blood on his hands.
Okay. And is that third picture actually a close-up of number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Your Honor, we offer petitioner's exhibit number 2 as evidence.
Objections? All right, petitioners 2's admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And did Mr. Soria fill out an intimate partner violence case supplement?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that petitioner's exhibit number 3?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this something that he filled out himself?
Yes, ma'am. He filled out the statement and then with the assistance of Officer Moore.
Okay. And so did you see him filling this out?
I did not personally witness him filling it out. I gave the document to him, and then I went upstairs to go try to come in contact with Alyssa Mendez while Officer Moore stayed down there.
Okay. So when you tried to make contact with Alyssa Mendez, where did you go?
I went up to her mother's apartment.
All right. And what occurred from there?
I knocked on the door, And the only one that answered the door or talked through the door was a unidentified juvenile. It sounded like a teenager, stating that Alyssa wasn't there and she would not open the door until her grandmother, which is Dorothy Mendez, came home.
And did Dorothy Mendez eventually arrive?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you permitted entry into the apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to locate Alyssa there?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you trespass Brandon Soria from that property of Dorothy's apartment?
Yes, ma'am. He was trespassed.
And was it your understanding that the apartment of Dorothy is where Brandon and Alyssa's children reside?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I pass the witness.
Thank you, Ms. Mullinax.
No questions.
Ms. Holcomb,
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Wiggins.
Thank you. Officer Bell, did you yourself go into the apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see the two younger children in the apartment?
I observed approximately 4 children in the apartment. I was not able to identify them individually. No, ma'am.
Okay. And how did they appear? Were they upset, nervous, tired, anything?
No, ma'am. The children that I did observe were sitting in their beds and in their rooms.
Okay. And where did their rooms appear to be?
When you walk into the door, it's the 2 back rooms in the back side of the apartment. There was 2 that I recall in the left room, and then 1 in the right room that was asleep.
Okay. All right. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right. Anyone have further questions for Officer Bell?
No, Your Honor.
All right. May he be excused?
Yes, please.
All right, Officer Bell, I'll remove you so you can go about your afternoon's business. Thank you for your testimony and thank you for your service.
Thanks, sir.
Uh-huh.
The department calls Stacy Brown as its witness.
Okay. Ms. Brown, if you'd raise your right hand, do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Stacy Brown, who do you work for?
I work for St. Francis Ministries.
And are you the supervisor to the caseworker on the case?
Yes, I am.
And is that caseworker Corey Mills?
Yes.
And are you familiar with this case based on your role as a supervisor?
Yes, I am.
We have filed a motion asking the court to change visitation of the parents. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What changes to visitation are we asking for?
We're asking that at this time the visits be suspended.
Other than the incident with police, are there any other incidents that have caused the department concern?
Yes.
Can you tell us what some of those incidents are?
There's been a couple incidences where Corey Mills has received a text message from grandmother stating or being of concern for Alyssa's mental health.
Object to hearsay, Your Honor.
Thank.
Okay. Ms. Brown, to your knowledge, have there been any recent pavilion stays for Ms. Mendez, the mother?
Off the top of my head, I'm not recalling that. I know that it's been called, that the hotline's been called.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Can you tell us what our main concern about Alyssa's continued visitation with the children is?
She continues to engage in violent activity with the father, Brandon Soria, with the last time being in front of the children.
Okay. And in regards to Brandon Soria, can you tell us what your concerns are about Brandon with the children?
It would be the same, that they continue to engage in argumentative and physical altercations, at the last time being in front of the children.
Okay. And why is there now a safety plan in place with placement?
Yes, there is.
And what is that safety plan for?
The safety plan is stating that neither parent is allowed to be at the home when the children are present.
Okay. And is there a prior order in this case that the parents stay away from each other?
Yes.
And is it concerning that they are not only together, but also had a physical altercation again?
Yes,
Is it also concerning that event is tied to the placement of the physical placement of the children?
yes, it is.
And is it also concerning that based on testimony, Ms. Mendez ran into the home of where the children are currently placed afterwards?
Yes,
There has also been an order that the mother's address not be disclosed to the father. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Do we have concerns that that's been violated as well?
Yes.
Okay, I pass the witness.
All right. Stacy, what are the parents' current visitation schedules?
We had suspended the visits after the altercation that happened in front of the children at the grandmother's home.
Okay, what were they prior to the incident?
I believe they each had, well, the mother had an hour a week supervised by St. Francis, and Mr. Soria had, I believe it was 2 hours once a month because he works out of town. So when he's in town, he gets, actually, I think at the last hearing you had ordered for him to have twice in that week that he's here, if I remember correctly.
Oh, and then, but the parents weren't visiting the children together, were they?
No, they weren't.
And both parents' visitation were being supervised by someone with St. Francis.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so as long as they're not there together, would you agree that they're not going to be arguing with each other if they have separate visitation to see their children?
That would be correct.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Ms. Mullinax?
Thank you, Your Honor. Stacy, I want to make sure we're talking about the same incident. You said that there was an altercation in front of the children. Are you talking about the one that Officer Bell just testified to?
Yes.
Okay, and you were present for his testimony, correct?
Yes, I was.
And would I be correct in saying that at no point in time did he say the children saw the altercation?
I believe that they witnessed the verbal altercation that happened out front. And then she opened the door. I'm sorry.
So my question is, would I be correct if Officer Bell did not testify that the children were present for any of that altercation? Did you hear him say that the kids heard the altercation?
I didn't hear him say that, no.
Okay. And also, you said that by testimony, Alyssa ran into the home where the kids were, but did you also hear Officer Bell testify that he did not find Alyssa in that home?
Yes.
I pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Holcomb?
Are there any other incidents prior to this most recent one that Mr. Bell testified about that concern you with Brandon?
There's been several police reports that were involving both Brandon and Alyssa throughout the life of this case.
After the last hearing that we had, have we had any other incidents with Brandon prior to this one?
And the only other concerning thing is that his vehicle is seen outside of Alyssa's apartment.
Okay. And you heard Officer Bell testify that one of the children was asleep in the home. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you ever hear him explain which child was asleep in the home?
He said he didn't know which children were which.
So would you agree with me that it could have been one of the children from this case that was asleep?
It could have been.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Wiggins?
Stacy, were you present at the last hearing?
I may have been. I don't think that I was.
Okay, but
I'm
have you
sorry.
been able to understand or review what the last hearing or order stated?
Yes.
And the order stated that the parents could not have any contact with each other. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And that was after the judge had listened to testimony regarding altercations between the mom and the father.
That's correct.
All right, I'll pass
Your
it.
Honor, I would object to speculation. She wasn't present at the hearing.
Same. Okay, did you pass the witness, Ms. Wiggins?
I did.
Okay. All right, anyone have further questions for Ms. Brown? All right then, Ms. Gutierrez, any other witnesses? You're muted.
Sorry about that. No additional witnesses, Your Honor. We are asking that the court take judicial notice of the prior orders of the court, particularly this last order. I think that was, let me see.
July 14th.
I'm sorry, what?
July 14th was the last hearing.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so noted.
And we rest, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Mullinex, any witnesses?
I have no witnesses, Your Honor, but I would also ask the court to take judicial notice. There have been new family plans of service filed for both of the parents. I'm not sure what the difference is on Mr. Soria's, but I believe Ms. Mendez's is a wave class and a domestic violence support group. I don't know if the domestic violence support group is new, but the wave I believe is. I believe that she will be complying with that. And as the court pointed out, they won't have visits with the children together. So I'd request that the visits continue because it's not going to harm the children, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Holcomb, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor. And I'm in the same agreement with Ms. Molinex. They won't be with the children together at the same time. My client, Your Honor, is partaking in all of his classes that he's supposed to be. And he's also starting his WAVE class that's supposed to be I'm sorry, not his WAVE, his BIP class that's supposed to be in person. So he's following all guidelines there, Your Honor. I think further.
All right, thank you. Ms. Wiggins, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
I would recommend that the visitation be suspended at this time.
Okay. Well, I don't see if that's going to do anything other than punish the children. So I'm just going to order that each parent have 1 hour weekly visitation supervised by St. Francis, and that each parent's visitation be separate from each other, meaning they will not be in the same facility at the same time. If Mr. Soria's, I don't know what his work schedule is, but he'll just have to work around it if he wants to see his children. I'll order the parents have no additional contact with the children other than the 1 hour weekly supervised visits. That's meaning no contact. Nobody goes to grandma's house. Nobody takes food to grandma's house. So, okay, that will conclude this hearing. I will be back at 2 o'clock to call another Randall County final hearing involving the Caesar child. So we'll be in recess. Everybody have a good week.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I will call Randall County case cause number 86820L2. This is a compliance hearing following a motion to participate. This is a Texas Family First case. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. The mother, Ms. Evans, is with us. Mr. Barfield, her lawyer, is not with us. Mr. Jackson was supposed to cover, but he has sent me a text saying that he cannot make it. So since this is just a compliance hearing and it sounds like mom's working her services, we're going to go ahead and proceed with Mr. Barfield's absence. So who do you need in, Ms. Gutierrez?
Misty Foster House, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, she is with us, so you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department calls Misty Foster House as its witness.
All right. Ms. Fosterhouse, if you would please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, thank you, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Misty, who do you work for?
Child Protective Services?
And is that the Department of Family and Protective Services?
Yes, ma'am.
And what do you do for them?
I'm a family-based safety service worker.
And are you assigned to the family of Adasia Evans?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And you filed a court report. Let me get that date it was filed. And it was filed on September 23rd of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we ask that the court take judicial notice of that court report.
All right, so noted, and I have read that report.
Thank you. Ms. Foster House, since the filing of the court report, can we get some updates on how Kinley Mason is doing?
Kinsley's doing really well. I did get a report that she's struggling a little bit after visits. But other than starting visits with her mom, she is doing super. She's doing good in daycare. She has a high vocabulary. She's very intelligent, happy little girl.
Okay. And is the child receiving any type of therapy, or is her father the one that's working with the child through that?
She does have therapy. Her therapist, we're gonna try to find a different one. They're only able to fit her in once a month. So we're gonna see if we can find one where she can be seen more often.
Okay, thank you. And as far as Ms. Evans, can we get an update on how Ms. Evans is doing with her services?
Yes, she's doing fantastic on her services. She has almost everything completed for the department.
Okay. So it sounds like there's no additional services we're asking for at this point.
No, ma'am.
Are you of the opinion that this case should continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please explain why?
I think we need to continue to evaluate not only Adaja's learning, trying to find words, her ability to work with triggers and the things that the FIS worker is working on, but I'd also like to continue to monitor Kinsley and her ability to regulate emotions as well.
Are we asking for a compliance hearing to be set 2 or 3 months out?
2 months I think would be fine.
I pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Wiggins?
Thank you, Judge. Misty, is you on your thing, it says Fronter House. Is
Yes,
that how
ma'am.
you say your name?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, so that's how you spell it for the court.
Yes, it is Fronter House. It's a
Okay.
hard name.
That's okay. Nothing further, Judge.
All right. All right, Ms. Gutierrez, anything further from the department?
No, Your Honor, we are just, sorry, let me close that. We're just asking for a compliance to be set 2 months out, so maybe a little bit before Thanksgiving or
Okay.
right after.
All right. Ms. Evans, your attorney wasn't here today. It sounds like I've read the report. You're doing fantastic on your services. Is there anything you need to add today?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, then. I will just order that Ms. Evans continue working the services as previously ordered. I'll set a compliance hearing for November 17th, 2025. That will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing was. So Ms. Evans, you can ask Mr. Barfield, or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before November 17th to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing. So, all right, sounds like everything's going good here. We'll be in recess until 9:30. I will be back to call at 9:30 a permanency hearing on a Randall County case involving the Mears child. So we will be in recess. Everybody have a good week.
Thank you as well.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.